Hey guys, I have had a couple of people ask me where my videos went and where I went. And honestly, I have just had so much crap going on that I didn't even think about doing one. I have been sick for quite a while. I had bronchitis for about a month, and then I got sick directly after. And I'm just now getting over it. That's why I still look like I got hit by a freight train. I don't care. Don't judge me. Um, but every year, on the anniversary of my grandfather's death and on his birthday, I do a little post saying how much I miss him. I had already recorded a video for today saying exactly that, how much I missed him. What I wasn't taking into consideration is I have told everyone about him passing. I mean, for God's sake, I think Great Britain knows at this point. But no one actually knows about him. I never tell anybody about my grandfather. I just tell them about him passing. Who my grandfather was in the casket and when he was found isn't the man that I knew for so many years. The man that I knew was full of laughter and life, wisdom, advice, and was just an amazing man. So rather than talk about how much I miss him, I'm going to honor him in a different way. I'm going to tell you about the wonderful grandfather that I had for so many years. I'd like to start off by saying this. For 2 years, I struggled with his death. And when I say struggled, I mean I allowed his death and not being able to fully comprehend and understand why he died to consume who I am as a person. I convinced myself mentally that if I never spoke the words, he is gone, that they weren't true, which, as you can tell, I said the words, and he's still not here. I allowed something completely out of my control to consume who I am as a person, and he'd kick my ass for that. By me allowing it to consume me, I lost out on making relationships, making and maintaining friendships, and overall being happy. I pushed so many people away from me, and there's only a few that know who they are that have stuck by me even when I became unbearable. And I have been unbearable. I quite frankly was a basket case for quite a while. I was put on two forms of antidepressants that, to say the least, did not work. And I'm not ashamed to say that I became a basket case because I allowed something that I can't change to consume who I am as a person. About 2 weeks ago, I finally had a breakdown and everything came full circle. And to those few people that talked me off of the edge that Sunday night, thank you. I will touch more on that later. However, I really don't even know where to begin with my grandfather. He was such an abstract individual. There was an ongoing joke my whole life that he wanted to be a big red fire truck when he grew up. Now, I don't know if that was indeed a joke or if it was accurate. I asked him multiple times and he always laughed it off. So I really don't know. But he apparently wanted to be a big red fire truck when he grew up. Um, Mine and his thing was fishing. I absolutely love fishing to this day. I would gr- gladly take fishing over going to get my nails done any day of the week. Granted, I have my nails done now, but don't judge me. I got bored. Um, he'd wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go fishing, and we all know Katie's not a morning person. Hell, at 20 years old, if I haven't had a cup of coffee and a cigarette, don't talk to me when I first wake up. Don't even look at me cross-eyed because we're gonna have a problem. But at the same time, You didn't say no to Grandpa. So I got my butt out of that bed and I went fishing. And it was on those fishing trips that I learned so much about who my grandfather is and learned so many of the life lessons that he was going to teach me. One of the most important that I think explains a lot of who I am now as a person is he taught me how to love without holding back. And I think that's why I wear my heart on my sleeve now. It's hard to get me to care about you. It takes a lot. But once I do, there isn't an off switch. And if I tell you I care about you, I do. And there's no turning that off. You could tell me to go away, and I'll respect your wishes and I will go away. But that doesn't mean I'll ever stop caring about you. But he taught me that with caring and with loving someone, you run the chance of being hurt. But at the same time, there are some people that are worth hurting for. And the best love is the love that you give. There are very, very few people outside of my family that I will tell them I care about them. So if I do, don't take it lightly. Anyway, he always knew how to make the whole family laugh. It was something I could never understand about him. He was either always laughing, talking, or smiling. The whole family said the man's mouth was never shut, and it wasn't. He and my father taught me how to give 100% in everything that I do. And anybody now will tell you my job is like my everything. Granted, my family, my friends, my god kids, my school, they all play a huge role in my life. But at my job, I give 100% of everything. My managers will tell you if I'm late, something's wrong, or there's a really good reason for it. I have had people tell me I'm intimidating at work. I don't try to be, but it happens. Um, Me and my best friend Jessica always said that when we graduated high school, she went for the family, I went for the career. And there are times that I wish I had gone for the family, but a relationship will come in time, I reckon. Um, anyway, back to what I was talking about. Enough of my rambling. Um, he and my father instilled my wonderful value of honesty, which anyone who knows me will tell you. Good God, my hair is not participating with me. Um, anyone will tell you honesty is the biggest thing with me. The second that I find out you lie to me, you're pretty much done. All I ask is to be honest with me. I might not like the answer and it might upset me, but I will appreciate and respect the fact that you were honest with me rather than lying to me. And he and my grandfather, made me who I am today. And while, yes, like everybody else, I have regrets and mistakes that I made in my life, but I wouldn't trade any of them because I like who I am. Some people might not like me. I don't care. Anyway, um, my whole life, my grandfather called me Goomba. And all the time when I was growing up, I would ask him what it meant. And he always told me I would find out at the right time. Now, at the time, I always thought it was a way to avoid answering because he either one, didn't know the answer, or two, because there wasn't an answer. Little did I know, I found out while I was writing his eulogy that Bet Goomba is a slang Italian term for my best friend. And he was right. I definitely found out at the right time. Because that right there showed me, one, how much my grandfather adored me. I mean, if you ask him, the sun rose and set with me. He was something else. But two, he and my father taught me what it really means to be a best friend. Um, Someone that I care about taught me that every friendship and relationship is based off of two things: respect and loyalty. My father and my grandfather have shown me that my entire life. And anyone now knows if I care about you, I show you the utmost respect, and I am always loyal and down for you no matter what. I may not agree with what you're doing, as my father and grandfather didn't always agree with me, but I'll tell you that you're wrong, and I will do everything in my power to help you to get it right, just like they did for me. A little bit more about my grandfather. He served 2 tours in Vietnam. He was a 101st Airborne Ranger. Yeah, he jumped out of perfectly good airplanes, something I will never do. He was an E5 staff sergeant in the Army. He was a paramedic. He was also a physician's assistant. And right before he passed away, he was a regional maintenance director. So, needless to say, the man was brilliant. Um, he had an affinity for children that nobody could understand. I never did, but children clung to him. They thought he was the next best thing to Wonder Bread, and he was. He was very active in church, even when he was young. He was very, very active in church. He loved sports, all of them. He was a running back in football. He played and coached baseball. He loved fishing and hunting. He's what everyone called a man's man, I guess you could say. Um, he and a group from our church went to Panama and Honduras and built churches. Uh, he loved westerns. I hated them. But if there was a western on TV, by God, that man would find it. And that was the times that Katie was doing anything but sitting in the den watching TV with Grandpa. Even when I was getting older, 16, 17 years old, he always instilled a trait of being goofy. That man was as goofy as they come. But at 17 years old, he bought me a panda hat, the one with the paws and the ears. It's sitting right over there, and I still wear it. I'm 20 years old, and I have no shame. I don't care. But he always instilled being different. I have said for years that I'm the black sheep of my family because everyone in my family is athletics. My dad wrestled, he played football, he coaches every sport known to man. All of my siblings are athletic. I'm the music one of the family. As you can tell with the Bob Marley shirt, I played violin and cello, and I was in chorus. I don't know how I fit in, but my grandfather, my father always encouraged it no matter what. My grandfather was never afraid to show that he was proud of me and everything that I did. While I miss him more than anything, in those 2 years of allowing the misery to consume me, I didn't realize how many lessons, how much advice, and how much love I still had to remember and share with people, just like I'm doing now. So, the moral of this whole video is to, one, tell you about one of the greatest men that I've ever known, and two, to tell you about the final lesson that he taught me, and that's that you do not have the ability to change and fix everything. You have to realize what you can change and accept what you cannot. Not spend 2 years of your life allowing it to consume who you are as a person. As someone very important to me said that Sunday night, Would you rather live the rest of your life sitting here trying to figure out why? Or would you rather live the rest of your life making your grandfather happy because of the fact that you're succeeding and not worrying about something that has already happened that you cannot even control? And lastly, it's times such as that Sunday night where you are sitting in your room, crying your eyes out, wishing that something and anything would make that pain stop. That you find out who is really there for you. You start to see the reality of who people are. As I said, I pushed a lot of people away, whether it be intentionally or through really dumb decisions that I made that I thought would make them leave. And I can count on my hand how many people actually stayed. And the very, very few people that actually did stay are the same ones that talked me off the edge that night. And to them, I am forever grateful. Now I'm going to stop rambling. And following this video is a short montage of pictures showing you the love, laughter, and life that was my grandfather. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I'm going to probably go watch Law & Order. Yeah. Bye.
Loving can hurt. Loving can hurt sometimes, but it's the only thing that I know. When it gets hard, you know it can get hard sometimes. It is the only thing that makes us feel alive. We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. Wait for me to come home. Loving can heal. Loving can mend your soul. And it's the only thing that I know. I swear it will get easier. Remember that with every piece of you. And it's the only thing we take with us when we die. Keep this love in its photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts I will remember how you kissed me under the lamppost back on 6th Street.